All right, here we are. Here we are. Final trailer for Dunk and Egg. How you feeling?
The, the final one. Cautiously optimistic. I quite like the trailer. I'm sure you did too. But I just had this conversation with Trey. Man, like it really will live and die on the backs of casual fans because,
Mm,
like Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon, they have that grandiose, large scale type of atmosphere to it. This is
right.
a small stakes story. I actually
You're saying that we might end up having like Dunk and Egg might be flipped from Game of Thrones, where like you and I were like hating on the show and near the end, but the casuals were still loving it. And until season 8, that's when like the casuals like turned their
even they flipped, right?
right. But you're saying it might be reversed. It might be like you and I love House of the Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and like the casuals don't. Like you think that
We'll
might
see.
happen?
We'll see. And this is something I want to say to the audience. Guys, if you're going to watch this with someone who doesn't know who fucking Nimble Dick or Shitmouth is, ask them how they feel about this. Because I actually watched Ivanhoe a while
Mm,
back. And
yeah.
that jousting scene, I really liked it. But I don't know how, it's such an older film. I don't really know how how when the movie comes out, you kind of get a sense of how the general public feel about the movie. I don't know how the general public feels about Ivanhoe or stuff like that, or the jousting things, like
I mean, back then
um,
you got to remember it's like the first time that kind of stuff has ever been really put to film and put the film in color, and you've got like there's this new magical experience to everything. While to now we've seen everything, so it's harder to it's harder to impress people, even though
well, the grand finale of this whole thing is a
yeah,
jousting tournament.
I
But
mean,
here's the thing, though.
the
I
trial by
can't think.
seven, yeah.
I will right, but I can't think of one movie, with the exception of A Knight's Tale, ironically also starring Mark Addy, who played Robert Baratheon. I
Hmm.
can't think of a single movie where like jousting is like a major part of it. I really can't. Actually, wait, no.
I mean, besides House of
Fuck.
the Dragon, which had like some of it,
House of the Dragon had like what, one instance of it where for like
right,
5 minutes.
yeah, but
Um, like A Knight's Tale, yeah, and that's really all I can think of off the top of my head. So we'll see. I quite liked Ivanhoe. I thought it was great, but
hmm.
I'm also a fan of Ice and Fire, and quite clearly George took a lot from Ivanhoe. So
Oh yeah, I mean, he took a lot from the written version too, just language used, how things. I mean, or maybe fantasy literature in general. Um, that's the thing is everybody's like, oh, when fantasy literature began, and people always kind of go to Tolkien, and you're like, well, there's a whole bunch of stuff kind of before that, like the romanticization of the Middle Ages started long before. It's just that when the supernatural elements started getting added in, like elves and dwarves and stuff like that, and but it's all part of this. There's still a fakeness to Ivanhoe that never existed,
hmm.
obviously, and so we're getting a lot of that. But yeah, this is based on. I mean, the Hedge Knight is clearly based on the Ivanhoe movie and the Ivanhoe story. And here we have an adaptation of a story based on a movie, which was adaptation of a story. It's
And let me remind the audience, because we actually had this conversation back in 2021. George initially said he did not want HBO to adapt Dunk and Egg,
that's
and
right.
George said
He
this
was
back in
against it. He was
2017.
against. He
He was
specifically said he
against it.
didn't want to adapt Dunk and Egg until it was done. Which I'm fine. I'm fine with that. I'm happy that it's here. I'm
In that
happy
same
that it's
blog
here.
post from 2017, he even says how he has 7 to 8 more Dunk and Egg stories that he
Hmm.
wants to write before he will be okay with HBO doing it.
Yeah.
So why is he doing it now? Money, maybe.
Yeah,
Who
obviously,
knows?
obviously, but or just you gotta adapt some of it, I suppose, even if you're not going to adapt all of it. Um,
come
I
20
think, but the
come
thing is,
2030, we'll see.
based on the story of the Hedge Knight, though, I don't know if I think George's ending to things makes sense thematically, but I don't know. But like Dunk, like Egg dying and things like that. Like there's a lot of issues of free will and the importance of free will and choosing your own destiny in the Hedge Knight, and the ending of Egg just getting killed and dying at Summerhall kind of goes against all of that. But and maybe it's supposed to be understood in a larger Ice and Fire story, but I don't know. By itself, I kind of don't like the ending of Egg dying at Summerhall based on the themes of the Hedge Knight, because the Hedge Knight is very hopeful, and so
Well,
Summerhall is sort of
let's see
like,
what comes.
yeah,
Let's see what comes first. George explaining to us what happens at Summerhall in Fire and Blood Part Two, or George writing all the Duncan Egg novels leading up to Summerhall.
I
See
mean,
what comes first.
you're like what number of like, like, well, maybe world peace will happen too, man. Maybe maybe cold fusion, maybe colonization of fucking Alpha Centauri. I mean, what other things are you looking forward to?
This motherfucker, Sapkowski, the author of The Witcher, like over a year ago, he goes, "I plan on writing a new Witcher novel." 1 year later, I'm done. Couldn't be us. I can only imagine.
No,
I can only imagine.
could never. All right, so here it is. Let's slow now. Now we're warning people: music, because of copyright, we have to stop frequently, and we can't have sound or else they're gonna fucking copyright strike it. So that's where we are. Okay, so just warning people that it's gonna be going like frame by frame, very slowly, never more than a few seconds, because then they'll copyright strike us. All right, so HBO, ominous music playing, and we get our lineup. Um, the lineup we kind of know is Dunk, and Dunk is what, the fifth one over, and that's probably Baelor Targaryen, the fourth one over. We have the Laughing Storm, obviously the third one over, and then the last three. Am I miscounting? There's seven people here. I don't know who the seventh. Why is there seven people here? Oh wait, it's a trial by seven. Wait, so the last, what the last would be Raymond Fossaway, Humphrey Harding, Humphrey. Oh, I'm sorry, Harding, Humphreys, and then
Beesbury.
Beesbury. Beesbury. That's right. Beesbury
Mm-hmm.
is the one I always like forget, because it's like he's hardly in the story at all. But
And
yeah,
then the one guy I forget who, if you go to the wiki, they gave him like the coolest looking picture ever. Sir Robin Reisling.
what's Robin Reisling doing? What are you talking about?
Sir Robin Reisling. He's one of the guys in the seven on Dunk's side, and he has like an eye patch and everything. And by the way, me mentioning the wiki will be very important in a minute because quite
Um,
clearly the casting guys they read the wiki.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me hold on. The seven are. It's. Oops. I'm sorry. Hold on a second. I'm. There's. Let's see. Humphrey. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The two Humphreys are Humphrey Beesbury and Humphrey Harding, and then um yeah, and then the yeah, Robin Reisling. He's also just hardly mentioned at all in the story. But
I don't think we've seen him. I don't think we've seen any of Dunk's guys on his side. I don't think we've seen Beesbury. I don't think we've seen Harding. We see Harding's shield get shattered, but we haven't seen him completely. And we don't see Robin Reisling. We only see, of course, Lionel Baratheon. He was like the main star
because
of
I
the
think
last
I think
trailer.
in the story, Lionel like convinces some of his friends. to come in. And so he gets Robin and the Humphreys. And we don't, there's not like a plot with them, you know, like there's an entire plot with Raymond Fossaway where you're like, oh, I understand. Like he meets Raymond Fossaway, he becomes friends with Raymond Fossaway. There's this tension between him and his cousin. Like there's a whole Fossaway story. But there's no
Right.
story with the other guys. It's just like he befriends the Laughing Storm, and then this Laughing Storm is like, I know some dudes, and so he pulls in three guys, and that's
You
it.
know what? I think that's what I would change if I was, because they've clearly done some change, a lot of it cosmetic,
Mm-hmm.
but that's the change is us getting to know at least one or two of these guys. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe both of the Humphreys, sure, like Lionel can bring them in, but I would like to see Dunk try to convince Riesling and like do a little trial or something or a little test to
Mm-hmm.
get him on the side. Like that would be kind of cool
That would be interesting. Yeah, that you're right that is there's a lot more. That would be a lot more story on like he then has to like convince all of these people, and there's a little story of him convincing each guy one after the other to join. But in the short story, it's pretty fast when they announce like trial by seven. You got to get everybody like fucking tomorrow, and it's like holy shit, what? And then just a rapid dash in order to try to get people.
so
You know.
I think the way around that would be as we go through the episodes, because I still think this should have been like a 1 hour plus movie. It should not have been
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah, yeah, sure,
episodes.
absolutely.
I think right before the incident with Bright Flame, I think Dunk should be like doing little odd jobs around like around Ashford. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
Robin Rice sees him doing this and like, you know what? I like the cut of your jib. I'll join you. You are,
Right.
true knight.
They could definitely set like rather than just going to Dondarrion, like he could try to go to other people that Sir Arlen like squired Sir Arlen served, and then those other knights could be like in the room and they could like listen to things, and he like slowly convinces each of the people later so that there's actually a reason for them to join for the trial by seven. Yeah.
Well, the name of the game is filling in time, and
Mm-hmm.
this is how you
Yeah.
fill in time. Because as we see in this trailer here, Egg is doing way more than he was doing in the books. So, like
Oh yeah.
Robin Reisling, Harding, Beesbury, like even
But
Fostaway,
it's kind
I
of
feel
like a
like gets
heist
more
movie.
time.
You know how the heist movie happens, and they're like, "Well, we need to collect a crew, and you got to get the crew
Oh
together."
yeah,
You know, or
uh,
the Blues Brothers. We got to get the band back together, and they like go to each band member, and they've got to like get him
hmm
out of his thing. You know, like, oh, you're married to Aretha Franklin, and I've got to like recruit you from your diner. You know, like that's the thing. Like him going and collecting each of the crew to bring the crew together, and
Oh,
then
bro, you know what oh my god, you know what you gave me something I didn't know I needed. A Game of Thrones Ice and Fire heist, like movie or show where they have to steal something from the Red Keep or something and they have to sneak
mm,
in there or whatever. Like that's not something I realized I need,
yeah,
or
yeah.
Casterly Rock and then they encounter like the lions in the basement. Like that's not something I knew I needed, but I need it now.
Yeah. What's funny is I fucking I love a heist movie. And I don't like that Rick and Morty like trashed the heist movies because I was like, God, I fucking love heist movies when they're done well. Okay, so the crew, yes. So the Beesbury Harding, which is funny because Beesbury and Harding have really bright, lively colors, and I think Beesbury specifically is really ostentatious because his horse like fucking looks like a bee. It's almost too bad that like his horse looks like a bee. Like he's got these black stripes down the end as if it's like the end of a bee. And it's just it's too bad that we don't get like the big colorful ostentatious like thing here, and everything has to be like
Speaking of colorful, this was supposed to be a vibrant, colorful show. Why the
mm-hmm.
fuck are we in fog here? Like, whose decision
I
was
think
that?
it starts out Ivanhoe and then it ends like Game of Thrones, right? They've got to go dark. They
Hmm.
start out Ivanhoe and then go Vikings or something, or whatever show is like super dark. Or I'm sorry, have you seen the movie the 13th Warrior. It's just like the whole
No,
thing
I
is
haven't.
fucking gray. Yeah,
Oh, is that
it's a
what?
pretty forgettable movie, but yeah. Anyway,
I'm assuming it's to draw in tension, like you can't see where the next person is coming from because there's so many
yeah.
men on the field, and sure.
All right, so here is Dunk with his specific visorless helm. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Does his helm open?
Probably not.
What's this knob on the right? And the fact that there's a top here can his helm open? Did they give him a visor? No, they wouldn't have been that. That goes against everything. Right? I hope they did not give him a fucking visor. Because that kind of goes against. I was about to compliment the scene because I'm like, oh yeah, he had very bad vision in his helmet. And like that's the whole fucking point. But if they gave him that, looks like the front of his helm opens up.
It could just be like something to hold the damn thing together.
Maybe, but if his helmet opens up, I'm going to be really disappointed because that's a major plot point. It's a major fucking plot point that his helmet doesn't open up. The entire reason he defeats Aerion Brightflame is because Aerion Brightflame's helmet does open up. Like, it's a huge plot point. I'm going to keep an eye. Maybe this is just some sort of decorative rim and that isn't a knob. But I was about to compliment the fact that like the lack of vision is very authentic. Like authentic to the story and authentic to real life. But he looks, how he can't see fucking anything, which is the whole thing. Is he gets this helmet and he's like, I can't see fucking anything. And he gets his ass kicked because he can't see anything. But he ends up winning because the other guy's helmet, opens. I hope his helmet doesn't. Wait, we'll find out when we get to the fucking. Are there any any true knights among you?
By the way, here's a keyboard shortcut. If you press K, the K key, that'll like start and stop it, like at the drop of
like that. Yeah,
okay.
All right, so they're riding. It looks really beautiful. It looks crazy. It's fucking crazy. That's really great.
I love how the cameras come in. I wonder if this is drones or if this is like them, the large attachment.
That's got to be a drone. Unless they're transitioning to CGI or something. But I love this scene of like what he's seeing, which is fucking nothing.
The chaos.
Yeah. I think this is great. This is fucking beautiful. And then he can't see anything because he's gotten hit by Aerion. That's beautiful. I have to say that looks really great. How good a knight are you? So here is Baelor Breakspear. Does he look Dornish?
Dude, I can't tell you how fucking dumb it is that people were complaining about this. I honestly don't give a fuck if the guy's tanned or not. I will say the bigger complaint, I guess you could argue, would be that he doesn't have the attire that he has in the comics, which okay, fine. And he has a beard. He's not clean shaven, which okay, fine.
Right. But, so there is, there is sort of a point to Baelor being clean shaven because he's supposed to be kind of like, he's trying to look more man of the people, less solemn, He's and he has that like very personable nature to him, where you kind of feel like, oh, this guy's like, he's one of the people, and he's going to be a great ruler, kind of thing. He doesn't quite have that. It's funny to think that this actor, when filming this, is younger than me. Like, but he looks so much older, right? With the beard and everything.
Yeah. It's fine. I don't see.
Same with the Maker actor. The Maker actor and this guy are the same age, and the Maker actor looks fucking ancient. But of course they get because they gave him silver hair and a silver beard.
You'll need to bring up the Maker picture that I sent you because
Yeah.
Like people were saying he's more accurate. Sure, I just don't have an issue with it. Who cares? Also,
It's
I
not that
feel like
big.
Gen Z.
Yeah.
It's really not. But the only people really complaining were like the younger fans, and I feel like they don't understand that even Latinos can be white. Because like Dorn is supposed to be like Mediterranean Latino esque stuff
Oh,
like that.
sure. And they specifically in the book say that there's the, salty Dornish and stony Dornish and
Hmm.
all this bullshit, right? So,
So he's not pale. He's not Targaryen pale.
yeah,
I'll take it.
right. People have this like, so this is Makar, who, because of the hair, it turns out Makar, when filming this, is also younger than me. But because they gave him the silver hair and the silver fucking beard, he looks like fucking Barristan Selmy, and he's fucking looks ancient. But yeah, that's Makar.
It's because he's a looks like a more gruff guy. Plus the white hair,
Well,
white blonde.
Makar is supposed to look like an angry. It's supposed to be an angry dick. So Makar is supposed to be the angry dick, and Baelor is supposed to be like, "Hey, I'm one of you. Yeah, I'm a nice guy. I'm the nice guy." But here he looks very like regal with all of these like hand of the king kind of pins on him. I imagine. Is that a hand of the king
Hmm.
pin, or does he just
Looks like
nothing?
it.
Yeah. um, how good a knight are you? Well, he's not a knight at all. So here they give a Faith of the Seven window behind. So this is gone. This has done what the A Feast for Crows artist art didn't do. No Faith of the Seven stuff
Props to
yet.
them for going the extra mile. Like they could have just had like a normal window. They didn't need to go that extra,
Yeah,
but they
that's
did.
true. Yeah. So he says, "You'll see." See, that look is not very. I don't know. It's not that Baelor, but we'll see. I
So
mean,
before you were telling me how this part right here, like a little bit of comedy, is very Josh Whedon esque. What did
oh,
you
it's
mean by
so
that?
Joss Whedon. Yeah, he's like, oh wait, oh it's this way. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. That's like Joss Whedon Marvel humor. You know, like they say Marvel humor
Mm.
now, but it's of course like Joss Whedon humor. Yeah, like it's a
This is
super
something.
tense. It's something super tense, and then you're gonna like break the tension with levity, like at all times, and doing that. But yeah,
James Gunn does the same thing. Like
mm-hmm.
James Gunn does this. Yeah, but this is
Absolutely.
something I was discussing with Trey. Is how House of the Dragon doesn't have humor. There is no character that has a quip. There's no Tyrion-esque character. Like there's no humor in House of the Dragon. It's very dreary and
There's a lot of
depressing and all that stuff.
farts. There's a lot of farts.
Uh,
Um,
Has there been that many since season one? I don't.
I'm trying to think of some other humor that's in it. I mean, Damon's got a few quips here and there. Um,
Daemon being a jerk off is
you're
not
right that it's
him
like
trying to
Damon
be
being a
funny.
jerk off is kind of funny, but it's not Braun funny. It's not Dolores Ed um, kind of stuff. Um,
Dave and Dan just inserted non-cringe, non-Marvel-esque humor into situations that would be tense. Like, for example, when I was discussing this with Trey, I said how when the Mountain Clans come upon Tyrion in the show, how do you wish to
hmm,
die, Tyrion, son of Tywin? At the ripe old age of 80? With my belly full of wine and a girl's mouth around my cock?
yeah, yeah. I
You
mean,
could
there's no
dance with the
Tyrion
children.
character, right? It's different. It's different humor. They're clearly trying to insert and add it here and there. Um, but yeah,
Well, the type of humor this is that Dunk is the very unsuspecting, awkward guy, and like funny things happen to him where people say something funny at him or about him.
yeah.
As we'll see it later with the prostitutes.
Anyway, I'm fine with the joke. It seems funny. Um, but it's funny that we've heard like from people that have seen the first two episodes. Their one criticism of it was they didn't think the humor landed, and I was like, it seems to land here in the trailer.
So someone who has connections with HBO, they were telling me how the person they know who saw the episodes, it didn't quite land for them humor wise. We'll see. We'll see. They are that person that watched it is a casual. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. So here is, where do you think where is, what do you think this is? In? Or is he off to, I don't know what he's doing here. It's hard to tell if he's going to see Plumber. Is this him seeing Plumber? Yeah, I guess it's him seeing Plumber. So they've made Plumber into a funny character. Plumber is, of course, very serious in the story. Not that Plumber has a huge role; he doesn't. But um, here they've made Plumber like eating and writing at the same time and all sorts of stuff. And then here we have Stefan and Raymond Fossaway fighting each other. Um, and then he just kicks. Oh, it looks like that having frozen it here, I'm like, oh, that was a that board was pre-cut. It probably has a hinge, you know. Oh yeah. But there's your Fossaway apple right there. Boom. Yeah. So he sees it. Okay. And he says, "You a knight? I'm no farmer. Yet you've come dressed as one." Adding in some jokes. This is, but the scene from Plumber. Okay, and here we got Egg. "Sir, I could squire for you." And then he seems to be doing, what's Egg doing, some martial arts here? It's kind of weird.
So to fill in more time for Egg, which going back through the story, I didn't feel like Egg had enough screen time early on. I guess this is Egg wanting to be a knight and practicing and all that stuff, and
Mm.
maybe we'll get like a training montage or something, or I don't know.
I mean, there he almost looks like Aang from fucking Avatar.
A little bit.
Him being like, "Wow, yeah." You don't think that's Avatar right there?
I'm sure
Anyway,
the kid was channeling Aang from Avatar when he was doing it. But
all right,
we do need more time with both Dunk and Egg in the very beginning, and it looks like
sure.
from this scene like they're giving us that.
No, absolutely. I would say one weakness of the short story, I think, is that Dunk takes to Egg far too quickly, and there's not enough time to really develop that relationship. He's, they just kind of invent these scenes where Dunk's like, "Wow, he did a real good job, like working hard at the campsite." And it's like, it's a campsite. There's nothing to fucking do. Have you never been camping, George R. R. Martin? Maybe you haven't, like, but that's the whole thing about camping. There's nothing to fucking do all day. And it's like he was working so hard at the camping. Like what? Like collecting firewood that takes 15 minutes. Like but they do a lot of this in the story where it's just all of a sudden he like likes the boy. Um, but it's, it's a short story. Is he eating a sandwich? What are they eating there?
That actually looks like a sandwich, like an actual like slice of bread
Or
sandwich.
maybe it's just a loaf of bread or something. He maybe split a loaf of bread in
Sure.
half. But I mean, bread's cheap. Okay, here he is putting on, dealing some horses. You look like you need a squire more than most. This is directly from the story. And then they try to put humor with just in the trailer with just a pause. Um, Sir Arlen raised me to be a true knight. Nah, did Arlen do that? I mean, I guess he's saying all of it. He's saying all of these things that are kind of unsaid in the story. So here he is with Arlen of Pennytree burying his adoptive father. They actually put him under a thorn tree, which is something he said in the story, but um, didn't, there wasn't actually a thorn tree that we know of. But I guess they gave a real thorn tree here. Okay, so here he is. Ashford Town. And they put in some sex workers. Woo! So the sex workers in Dunk and Egg, yes, one of them is a redhead, and Dunk like thinks like, oh, I could take one of these sex workers back to camp if I wanted, because he's never been with a woman before, so he thinks about that. So they made the sex workers redheads. Though he only
Keeping it accurate to the material. Okay,
well,
okay.
George R. R. Martin, obviously, it's no secret that George R. R. Martin has a thing for redheads. Um, Both of his wives were redheads. Catelyn Stark is a redhead. Sansa's a redhead. Egret's a redhead. Like, he definitely loves redheads. Like, this is not like any secret. But so he put this like sexy redhead sex worker that like Dunk looks at one point in the story. And he's like, oh, I could take her home if I wanted. And then he's like, oh no. And he gets nervous. But yeah. But yes, the one thing about, how like people say when people watch fantasy stories, and the and in many ways you like want to live in that world so that you could have the sword and you could fight that dragon. Like, the fantastical
Right.
world is a world you want to live in. Like, the Ice and Fire universe is not that in any respect. Like it's a very harsh world where you wouldn't want to be there. The one exception is that they have the most beautiful sex workers in the world.
I wonder if, because you're right about Roz. I think
Yeah.
Roz is a show original character. Was
Yes.
Roz? I wonder if George himself picked Roz, because that actress is gorgeous, beautiful redhead.
Yeah. So the okay, and then he's like, "I'm not sad." I think they say, "What's a hedge knight?" It's like a regular knight, but sadder. And he says, "I'm not sad." Okay, there's the joke. And then is this is the performance, right? The puppet performance, you think they're
Yeah, it
showing?
has to be, and how the Targaryens get their own special seating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
they've
think that
changed the
is that
yeah.
a they added more. If you go back just a tad, there's more women there. I think one of them is the Ashford's daughter, maybe, or his wife, maybe.
Um. Oh,
It might be
okay.
Lord.
Or it's just like, oh, or is this just at night? Or they're doing something? They're doing something, some event at night.
Hmm.
Okay. Huh. Huh. I'm trying to think like on the field, on the tilting field, what would be going on at night? Do you think they brought out the puppets to the tilting field, or do you think there's
Probably
some?
not, but I do remember. I do remember Ira Parker saying that there's a tilt. Another tilt before the main one. So
Hmm.
there's a whole jousting scene before. This might be it.
I mean, there's a jousting scene. There's an early jousting scene in the first half where just Dunk goes and watches. So there's a jousting scene where Aryan kills a horse, and they like watch the jousting for the day, and Aryan kills a horse.
This is
That's the
another
first.
one before that,
Yeah.
or either before. This one will either take before or after. I think after that one, but there's supposed to be another one, like an original one,
Yeah.
not in the story.
I mean, it's just odd seeing something at night because hardly any of the Hedge Knight takes place at. I mean, some
Mm.
scenes take place at night, but it's like him talking to Steely Pate and stuff. But like all the action scenes are usually during the day. But um, maybe they chose like when we saw the puppet performance, I thought they were like in a big tent, but maybe something else is going on. If I could call myself a champion, I could get into some great house, take me into the service. Yes, that's his hope. Though he's there's our
I
Targaryen.
really like these. I love these designs, and I love how they utilize the wings that way. It's so fucking cool. Also,
Mm,
Targaryen soldiers, they went through another costume change.
yeah. How the oh the one the the flag shape with the two points, and with one point having one wing and one point another having the other.
Mm-hmm.
That
So
looks like
fucking cool.
that looks like a CGI flag.
Stop ruining it.
No, I mean because they wanted to get that. They wanted to get the perfect scene of the flags being shown. Yeah, I'm almost certain that's a CGI flag. It's okay. Yeah, that's definitely a CGI flag. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man.
Stop ruining it. He always does this.
All right. So we're back with Baelor Breakspear, and he's and then we jumped to the fucking funeral.
So this is what I said earlier about how the casting directors probably went on the Game of Thrones wiki of Ice and Fire. So that right there is Valar Targaryen, or Valar Targaryen, and
Mm.
that is supposed to be his betrothed, Kira of Tyrosh. Now, we don't know if, to the audience, if you go and look up Kira, Kiera of Tyrosh,
Yeah, there's
you
no
look her up, you're gonna
description. There's no physical
no
description of
description.
Kira of Tyrosh at any point.
This is a random art that was uploaded to the wiki
I
by
want to see
some random.
when this art was uploaded. When was this art uploaded?
Well, this person here, what's this person's name? Riot Art there, Thridy.
Mm-hmm.
They randomly drew this character randomly, and it was just uploaded to the wiki. And the casting director
In
saw the wiki and
April
chose to.
2023.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's even before they've done filming, right? Yeah. Long
Pretty
before
sure filming
filming.
started last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
This is
mean,
amazing. Like, so this kind of happened. There was a
Game of
few
Thrones.
artists who did like sigil artwork, who noticed that um their art like was used in Game of Thrones. Like somebody
Yeah,
like
the Howland
saw,
Reed.
because it gets to the point where like it becomes so popular that everyone just kind of assumes that that's the real thing. Like I think specifically the House Reads like sigil. That was just some random artist who like did a sigil read, and then they're just like, well, it looks pretty good, and then they fucking make the show. They put it in the show.
Well, the
But
lizard lion's like tail coming up around.
yeah,
That is genius. Like that is just like the perfect one.
um,
I will say though, I don't know. So who uploaded this picture on the wiki? Was it Elio?
yeah. I mean, he's responsible for all that. Yeah. Um,
So I think it was Elio, and they attributed to the person. I don't know if Elio or the person put the purple snail. Is the purple snail
I
the?
don't know what the purple snail is about, but this is the picture of this random artist being like, sure, she's pink haired and tan skinned, and they went and I think her hair is pink. I can't quite tell. I'm not 100% sure. That might just be Valyrian white, but it kind of looks like it might be pink. That they like
It
this
is. It is pink.
that this random person drew a picture. I mean, maybe they're doing concept art. Maybe this person's related to the concept art or something. But it seems like this guy, this random artist envisioned this character looking this way, and then they just uploaded it. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I know why the wiki did that. It's right here. I'm silly. Behind the scenes, Tyrosh may be a reference by George R. Martin to the city of Tyr, which was known for producing purple dye from a sea snail. I'm probably saying it wrong. Tyre, Lebanon.
Hmm. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I think it's Tyre, Lebanon, or Tyr. Like I don't know.
So okay, that's where it
Tyre,
comes from. But
Lebanon.
but hey, look, if you're an artist who drew this, I there it is. They got your character in there. For whatever reason, the artist decided to make her a darker skin tone, which I'm fine with. And
I mean,
there,
we've already established it in House of the Dragon, so why not?
yeah.
Um, plus, I mean, they already established it with Salador San. being Lyseni, things like that. It's already kind of was established, so it's fine. Whatever. You
But this is, I'm
know.
assuming, the funeral pyre for Baelor.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who that is. The redhead supposed to be. I don't know who the redhead is. Is that supposed to be the Fossaway, the older
I'm assuming
Fossaway,
I think it was
Stephen
the only
Fossaway?
redhead. I think it was
Yeah,
the only redhead besides the prostitute. So yeah.
yeah. Okay.
By the way, real quick, while you're still here, this is Raymond, I'm assuming, saying Targaryens, they're incestuous aliens.
Yeah.
I need to look this up real quick on the search of Ice and Fire. Has the word alien been used before? I don't recall. It has.
It
It
has
has actually. Yeah. Daenerys too, several times. She uses the word alien.
as like meaning like foreign to her.
Right, right. Like for example, as the hours passed, the terror grew in Dany until it's all she could do not to scream. She was afraid of the Dothraki, whose ways seemed alien and monstrous. Nope, this is because someone was trying to argue that using the word alien, that's like George never uses that. Yeah, he did
Yeah, George uses a
several
lot of
times.
words that you wouldn't expect him to use, but yeah.
Several times. In Victarian's chapters and
Yeah.
Arya,
Mhm.
Davos. Yeah.
All right, here's probably a horn starting the trial by combat. Okay, here's our Raymond Fossaway, his Dunk's only friend. Targaryens, they're incestuous aliens. And then here, somebody's getting stabbed. Well, we do know that both Humphreys die. Beesbury and um, Harding, so might be. Okay, and there is Arian with his visor up, which is a big plot point because Dunk is able to get on top of him, lift it, and make him yield. And that's the whole point. It's a very important plot point. And here is not the Catspaw dagger.
So this dagger looks like the gladius sword from like Roman times, like but mini. And here's what I'll say to this: the dagger. I was talking about this with Trey. The dagger's pommel is a little slanted, so not great for crushing walnuts. So that could be. It's possible. We could still dagger
I
on
mean, they might
Targaryen.
CGI in like a dagger on top of something. You never know. They didn't want to. Okay, back to solemn Baelor. Arian would like your head, of course. It's a lot of books. A lot of books. And here, this is a weird scene. We're trying to figure out what this is. He says maybe the gods figured this is what I deserve, but these voiceovers can come from different places. But looks like he has some sort of dummy head, and so maybe this is the puppet show, the puppeteering show. But somebody says like, come out wherever you are or whatever. Come out, warriors. Come out to play, that kind of thing. Come out, little knight. And then he kind of they have him look or something, but who knows what they're doing with the voiceovers. But we were thinking maybe he went to run someplace after the fight with Arian.
See,
And
here's where I think happened. I don't think he went to run. What I think happens is same thing as happens in the books, except when he's let out to go gather his warriors to come to his side, he's like questioning himself whether he should run or not, and maybe Bright Flame sends out his own goons to go harass him, and
mm,
that's the person saying that.
all right, here's Bright Flame bringing down his visor. I don't know. I think it's a pretty crazy, cool looking armor. I'm fine with it.
I
That's
liked
cool.
it.
Yeah. Are you? What kind of knight are you? Back to dramatic music playing, and then we get the.
You can let it play for a bit, by the way.
Well, I just didn't want you to get your copyright
Oh, you're
strike.
fine. You're fine.
All right. So he comes out to his trial by combat. There is Dunk. Won't they kill me if I run? There is Arian again. Won't they kill you anyway? There's Raymond, and here he's putting it down. And there's the puppet show.
This ain't a puppet show. This is like a puppet production. Jesus Christ. Holy shit.
I guess look now you can see how they've dressed the puppeteers. They almost look Arabian. So maybe they're leaning into the whole Dornish thing here. With their Moorish look or whatever. And there's our boy Egg. There's the helm. Still can't tell if you can lift that front.
Yeah, I don't think he can, homie. Like
I know. I'll be happy. I'll be happy if it cannot. But yeah, that does, okay. From this side, it looks like there's no way that's.
You know what I think it is? You know why I think you think that is in the show. I don't think he can, but he probably can behind the scenes.
In real life.
Yeah, to help the actor breathe. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think you're right. And there's his morning star. The joke here is that George lists flails as morning stars because he made a mistake. All right, this looks like Harding versus the red and orange. Oh, and there's our girl. Happy birthday.
Lord Ashford's daughter.
Lord Ashford's daughter. Happy birthday.
Props to them for including her.
I know. Well, Carmine was saying that this story is kind of a sausage fest with the exception of Tansel Too Tall. There's no female characters, and so you got to start.
Who gets? I don't think she gets a fuck. I just watched.
She's not even named in the short story, so the fact that we're even seeing her here.
Oh, the Lord Ashford's daughter, yeah. But does Tansel? Is she in this trailer? I just watched it 30 minutes ago. Is she in this trailer?
I don't think so.
Huh.
Here is Dunk bringing a lance out Egg bringing a lance out to Dunk. Now, Dunk never gets to actually joust except for in his trial by combat. So maybe he's thinking after the first plow that he can bring out a replacement lance to him or something. But this is something that does not happen in the story at all. And then here it seems like somebody's carrying it, but that's not Dunk. Is that Dunk? Because his helm looked like it had rivets or something on it, which would not be Dunk's helmet. So it's got to be some other.
I'm super curious to know if this whole moment right here is CGI or not, because this is so fucking cool.
Yeah, that must be.
I hope it's just actors and practical effects, because this is so cool. The way they follow the battle.
Maekar or something, or Daeron getting knocked off their horse, because it's not Arian.
Probably Daeron getting knocked off. He gets knocked off pretty early, right?
Yeah.
There's the Kingsguard in the back.
But is that supposed to be Baelor? If it's Baelor, then it's Maekar getting knocked down. And here we go, here and there. Their big fight. And then they're adding more to the fight between Dunk and Arian, making it longer. And here we go. Are there no true knights among you? I guess, he doesn't have the helmet on. I think you're right that, they made a helmet that in story is not supposed to open, but probably opens for the actor. And then then there's this pause. So I realized this reading the story. Dunk screams to everyone, are there no true knights among you? And then no one kind of answers. And then all of a sudden Baelor comes out, fully armored. And you're like, oh, he's the only one that made the call. But it would have taken him, a whole bunch of time to put on his armor and everything. and get on the horse. So he would have already been answering the call well before like Dunk screamed this "Are there no true knights among you?" thing, and then just coincidentally comes out right after. So just keeping that in
Maybe,
mind.
maybe he realized that. Look, man, this jousting shit. Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna put on my armor, and
Well,
I'm
it's
gonna
his
see
son's
if
armor.
anyone
He didn't even
else.
show up without his. He didn't even show up with armor. He ends up wearing his son's armor.
Right, and so he goes, "I'm gonna see if anyone else comes out. If no one comes out, I'll go
Then
in
I'll do
there."
it. Yeah.
Uh,
It's like, was it ill-handed? Okay. So just this trailer is a lot more jokes and a lot more action. It's like action and jokes.
it's kind of weird that we don't get to see in the trailer the reason that he has to do the jousting, the reason that he is in this feud with the Targaryens. We don't
You're
see
right
that.
that like the saving of Tansel, that entire fight scene is not shown. Yeah.
Like
We haven't seen anything of that.
like Baelor says, Arian wants your head. Why? Like like
Yeah, yeah,
why
sure.
should the audience, why should casuals show up? Why is this normal guy in a feud with the Targaryens? Why can't we see more of Tansel? That was for a final trailer. It didn't reveal much. In fact, they just kind of regurgitated some of the stuff we've already seen.
Yeah. If anything, the only thing that's kind of different compared to the previous trailer, because the previous trailer we saw action, right? This showed even more action, but this one threw in more jokes. So I think it's like, hey, this is going to be funny and lighthearted too. And so like that's what they're trying to communicate, that this is going to be more of a fun time than this is serious, epic um, entertainment. But it like look, it looks great. I think it's everything so far, all signs. Well, all signs but one, which is like one person having seen early stuff saying that the humor didn't land. All other signs show that this is going to be fucking great. Okay, like the film production looks great, the actors look great. Every interview, it seems like they all get it. They understand the story. It's great source material.
Right.
All signs pointing to that this is going to be a great show. So
But maybe I'm just being pessimistic here, but something tells me that it won't do amazing numbers because it doesn't have that it doesn't have like
tits
the
and dragons.
grandiose. I mean, it has tits, but dragons. It doesn't have the grandiose scale of House of the Dragon. There's just something about Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon that make people want to watch it, and I think it's because it's kind of a team sport. There's all
Mm-hmm.
it's that Edward versus Jacob type of thing, or it's that
Right.
Harry Potter houses thing. People love their tribalism. It's either the Greens versus the Blacks. It's either House Stark versus House Lannister versus Tyrell versus Grey, so on and so forth. People like being put into these clans. There's none of that here. We'll see. We'll see. I will, however,
It
say
also
I
doesn't
do
have a
think
star. It also doesn't have a Matt Smith or
that's true.
yeah.
That's
There's no
true.
star.
There's no Sean Bean.
There's
There's
no
no
Sean
Matt
Bean. There's no
Smith.
Matt Smith.
Wow, that's actually true. Huh. You know what? I kind of like that because everyone's unknown. Like, I'm not pointing at this guy and going, "Oh, I know him from here." So
Yeah.
every actor here, I don't know them from anywhere. So that could work in its favor.
Yeah. I mean, Sean Bean being in Game of Thrones was definitely a major reason for me tuning in.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because keep in mind, like how many years, like Lord of the Rings had come out not that long ago, and at the time, and you're
What was
like,
Sean Bean
oh, it's a
back in
fantasy
the day?
tale starring Sean Bean. You know,
What was he doing back in the day? He did obviously Lord of the Rings and Goldeneye, but what else was he doing? What else was he known for?
National Treasure.
Oh,
Um,
Lord of the Rings, National Treasure. Oh, he was in Troy. He was Odysseus. Ah, okay.
yeah.
Right.
I mean, it seems. I mean, I guess like Return of the King came out in 2003, and Game of Thrones was 2011, but it didn't seem like there was that much time between them.
That's a crazy year for him. He played Zeus in Percy Jackson and Percy Jackson the Lightning Thief. Okay. All right, cool. Good on him.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Mm-mm.
But yeah, no, I quite like the trailer. Trailer was great. I'm excited, but again, I know who Nimble Dick is, so I'm expected to like this if I like the source material.
I mean,
Casuals.
the fact that like we can have a conversation like you and me are like, well, this is the scene with Plumber, and you're like, Plumber is a nothing fucking character. He's no, he should barely have been given a name, but like we're like, oh, that's Plumber, you know.
Let me remind you of something real quick because Trey didn't know that Ira Parker said this. For those of you who don't know, again, Ira Parker is a showrunner. This is what he said about making season 1. He said, I'm quoting him, "They say when you're writing that you should not want to please everybody, that you shouldn't write for the audience, that you should pick one person and write for them. I did this season for George. The fact that he's happy makes me very happy. Hopefully this extends to other people." I don't want to say he's being a kiss ass, but
Yeah.
because
Like,
George
I
is
mean, what
happy
do we
with one
expect him to
thing.
say? I did this for Trey the Explainer. Like, what is he gonna fucking say? Like,
I did this for money. You see, money.
yeah. I did this for my wife.
I
Some
did this
people
to
do
pay
say
bills.
it about their kids. They're like, I did this movie for my kids, you know? Like, really? Okay. Like,
Well,
I decided to direct
again,
this movie for my kids.
just because George likes it doesn't mean dick to me. George liked Doorways, and he still continuously says Doorways was actually pretty good. So, from what we hear behind the scenes, so that don't mean nothing to me. But
It's
hey, look,
true.
whatever.
It's true. Like, what? Yeah, I mean, fucking. That's the thing is, that's such a blind spot. The fact that like that he thinks Doorways was incredible and he hates Sliders. Not that Sliders was a fucking masterpiece or anything, but to not understand why Sliders was successful and why Doorways was not is a huge blind spot. Like you don't get it. Like you don't look at the chemistry of like Jerry O'Connell and like, you know, and that whole like ridiculousness of Sliders and understand like why that was fun and why Doorways was not. Like, so we'll see. We'll see. I mean, if he's just like, it looks like it's very faithful. So that's another thing.
Hmm.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
Hmm. I actually, I just looked up sliders on Wikipedia, and there's the whole section. There's a whole section on the bottom. It says connection to other work, doorways. The plotline and sliders are all set around an idea of a multiverse where the outcomes of non-deterministic quantum process. Also, speculation had arisen that Sliders was inspired by George R. R. Martin's 1992 ABC pilot Doorways, in which the main cast were fugitives fleeing through parallel worlds while carrying a device that tells them where and when the next doorways opens. I find that
I
funny.
like it. I like the passive voice. Had been speculated, like by whom? Like by whom? You know, like tell us. You know, this fucking meaningless. But yeah, I mean George suspected. Yeah, you could just write fucking that.
By the way, he's been mysteriously quiet for
Oh my
quite some time
god.
now. I
Oh my.
expected him to say something about the trailer, but so far he said nothing. Maybe tomorrow or something, or
No,
this
he's yeah.
week
I
he'll
mean,
say
it's
something.
been.
But
I mean, oh my god, George has not. I'm trying to think when's the last. George hasn't posted in 2 months.
yes, he hasn't posted in approximately 2 months since October 7th.
Yeah.
The last post is still from Rhea Golden, who, in my opinion, embarrassed herself and
Yeah.
quite a lot of other people, but whatever. But yeah, no, trailer was pretty cool. I'm excited. I will say, however, I do think HBO should bite the bullet and release 2 episodes at the same time. But they're probably going to stick to their guns and not do that. Which, okay, fine.
I mean, how are they supposed to get 3 months of subscriptions?
That's true. That's
I
true.
mean, this is
Also, by
timed. This is timed where January 18th, February 25th. No, they actually. No, they. You only have to be subscribed to HBO for 2 months to see the whole thing because it's 6 episodes. Had they
they
delayed
should
it
have done
one,
it the
yeah, they should
25th.
have delayed it 1 week.
Uh huh.
They should have delayed it 1 week. Then it would have been they released it on the 25th, and then or are they gonna not air one the week of the Super Bowl?
Ah,
Yeah, and then like just
there
skip
you
it.
go.
Yeah, that then yeah. If they skip 1 week for the Super Bowl, and then the last one plays on March 1st, then you've got to do the 3 months of
Clever girl. Clever girl.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So six episodes over 7 weeks. We'll see. We'll see if that's what they do.
By the way, before we wrap this up, so remember, 2026, Night of the Seven Kingdoms, Season 3 Hot D.
Hmm.
2027, Night of the Seven Kingdoms, Season 2. 2028, House of the Dragon, potentially final season. 2029, Night of the Seven Kingdoms, Season 3. So
Oh, yeah, all that. Yeah. It's still going, right?
come 2020, come 2030 and 2031, we'll see if they decide to continue on with Night of the Seven Kingdoms. We'll see.
Oh, so since Hot D, I mean, we didn't make Hot D happen. Everybody was kind of simultaneously making Hot D happen. But what do you think about? I'm gonna try to make fetch happen here, okay? What about? Okay, I'm gonna do this. Hold on. You tell me if you like this, okay? What do you think?
K7K? What the fuck? What?
Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Uh,
What do you think, man? K7K. Can't see me. Come on, K7K. What do you think?
hey man, hey look, good
You
luck,
think
man.
it's not going to fit as much as Hot D?
I don't know. What's the current abbreviation? It's Night of
AKOTSK? Or people
Kotsk.
just say Dunkin' Egg. I mean, Dunkin' Egg flows pretty easily, but like K7K.
Technically, it's a Kotsk. I mean, that's
No, it's
better than a
horrible.
Kotsk.
I mean, it's like a Song of Ice and Fire. Like it's only because it's been going so long that it seems normal for us to have ASOIF. You know, like that seems
Mm-hmm.
so easy for us. But like, I mean, at least written, I don't think it flows off the tongue. We say ice and fire normally, but like spoken, but we'll put down ASOIF. You know, which is weird because Riot Golden's post says all of the licensed art that accompanies are SOI ampersand F, you know, kind of thing. And you're like, huh, like that's just a weird way. That's not how any fan abbreviates the Song of Ice and Fire, you know?
Hmm.
Did
I
you see
don't.
that? You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. But for this, I don't.
K7K. I'm making fetch happen, man.
Hey, look, I'm in support, but is it gonna stick? We'll see what happens.
Well,
We'll see
I'm
what
just
happens.
saying, people are going to get sick. I mean, people are either going to say Dunkin' Egg, or they're gonna say K7K.
I see. By the
Um,
way, I see what you're talking about here. Like, but I alone am responsible for approving all the licensed art that accompanies our Song of Ice and Fire books. Yeah, SOI.
okay,
No one says that.
this
It's
is
weird.
how she abbreviated it. No human being
Nobody says
on
that.
Earth,
Nobody says that.
no human being on Earth abbreviates it like that. Like no, like what series? This is why she's like somehow approved all of those those fucking pictures. No one uses this, you know. No one uses this abbreviation, you
I
know.
hate to be that guy, but I think she should take one of your quizzes just to make sure she's on the level. I just
I mean, everybody abbreviates it that, and I'm
of
not saying
course.
that isn't clunky, but everybody does it that way.
Yeah, I recognize that. Right.
Yeah. Or INF. I could see INF, Ice and Fire, but you know, but SOI and F, I've never seen somebody like abbreviated like that. That
Rhea Golden exposed. Fake fan. Fake
big
fan.
fan. K7K. Man, I'm making it's happening. That
Hey,
we're
look. Hey, look. I'm in full support, but I don't think you can get too far. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
yeah, yeah. You're gonna be on the fucking train. How about we remember this moment? We're gonna be remember this. The end of this video is K7K gonna make it, and then we'll have this evidence as proof that I was the one that came up and with this with fetch. So yeah. All right, man. Anything else you want to talk about with this?
No. Excited for the series. Like the trailer. Weird decisions, not including Tansel or even the fight with Bright Flame. But overall, yeah, I'm excited to see what's going on. Also curious to see how the casuals take to it. We'll see if they come back every week.
Cool. All right. Talk to you soon. I thought you were going to say bye.
Oh no, just fucking
Later.